Hello everyone and welcome to week 9. So this week what we're going to do is build off of the wireframe we created in week 8. Hopefully you used one of the templates for the email blast last week as you developed it within Illustrator. If you didn't, no worries. It'll just be a little bit of extra work this week. So I'll download the email blast templates. If you've already done this step and you already know which one you're using, great. You don't need to repeat it. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and create a new folder. And I'll just call it week 9. And the first thing I'm going to do is just select the email blast that I want to incorporate. And I just want to copy and paste everything. You might have already done this step where you have the style sheet and the HTML file in its own standalone folder. So I'm just copying and pasting it. And then all I need to do is decide which one I want to use. I'll just click on one real fast. So maybe I'll use this one. The next thing I need to do is obviously refer to the assets I collected last week, which of course would be any images, and determining what colors you're using. Hopefully you wrote down those hex colors. If you didn't, no worries, that's easy to determine. You can use the eyedropper tool within Illustrator to do that. Then what I want to do is just go ahead and open Dreamweaver, and I want to go to Open. And I want to go back to my desktop and I want to go to that folder. And then all you need to do is select the HTML file that you want to use. So I want to use the hero one. And I'll hit open. And naturally it's going to load as long as it's in the same folder, the CSS. It knew which one to load. I would recommend, I like working in split because it's nice to see what it looks like. You can also just work in live if you prefer and use the which is what you get features within here, and then of course within the window panel. Then of course here you'll see this is an image, so I can change this out. You'll probably want to create within your folder, we'll do it lowercase, images, a folder for images, and then you can add all those images right here. You'll see that this one is 600 by 300, so you'll probably want to go into Photoshop and resize an image so that way it fits here correctly. Same with the 200 by 50. You can resize images within Photoshop. The text I can just select and I can change it. Again, if you prefer to work in split, you can, or you can work in just a straight up code. Completely up to you. So you'll see here's the image right here. So I would change that based off whatever image I wanted there. Obviously, again, you need to make it 200 by 50. And it's very common. You might be wondering, why are there tables? Tables are very, very common within email blasts, just the way that they're set up. There still are divs though, and you'll learn more about that in this week's reading. And then of course here you can change this welcome to whatever you want it to be. Or for example, I know one student had Forever 21. So maybe Forever 21 would just be the text here, and this just wouldn't exist. I can always delete stuff. And that's what it'll look like. And of course I could delete this text right here if I wanted to. I definitely want you to play the role as a designer and use a template to help as just the foundation and then build off of it. Make it your own. Now you might be wondering, how do I change the colors? Like maybe you don't like this light blue color, obviously this gray color. Maybe, for example, another student was doing Target, so you'd probably want to change this gray up here to the Target red. You would go into the CSS, and then it's just a matter of identifying what div or class those are. For example, here's A, and A represents link, so the links are a certain color. BTN is going to be a button. It looks like the color is white and the background color is 666. And if you're not able to look at the code here within the HTML and figure out what they're referencing, a good cheat sheet to figure it out would be to just go to Google and just type in the hex number. And apparently I got all sorts of interesting things. Sorry about that. But here's the gray color. So I know it's this dark gray, and then I can look and see what is that dark gray. And it's probably this click me right here. I mean, after all, it is a button. So that's where I can determine if I want to change it to something else. So maybe I wanted to do it. Oh, let's see. Here's the Facebook color. It's link and it says Facebook and then Twitter and GP. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe Google Plus. Okay. But you can see how it's really identified well, and you don't have to change too much here. You don't have to worry about the padding or the spacing or the wraps. You're really just going to be using CSS to change the colors to stylize it based off of what colors you would like to use. And after you have all of your elements placed in, again, you can add text, you can remove text. You'll want to upload it to your SOTD site, and then you'll want to submit the HTML files within a zip folder, as well as a link where I can go to view it online within your student website account. Really, really important to make sure you do that as well. If you happen to have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I'll also send a video link or two to HTML and CSS videos to help you out, just in case you need a little bit of a refresher. You won't have to do too much code-wise. You really, really won't. If you can change the text, if you can, remove some elements, add images, add different colors, that's really all you need to worry about. The framework's there. Now, if you know HTML and CSS more, by all means. Don't hesitate again to reach out to me with any questions, and I look forward to seeing your email blast. Take care, everyone.